Hello YouTube, this is Doofus K. Welcome back to my Factorio series. So, the astute viewer might notice that this is actually a different base. Very similar to my old one, but it is not the same. Important lesson, kids, if you're going to install Windows 10, upgrade to Windows 10, I should say, make sure you have a backup of everything. Rookie mistake. So, anyway, I lost my old world. I played the game for, I don't know, probably 45 minutes, an hour today, and I'm at this point right now. So this is version 12.16. I can't remember the dude's name on YouTube, but somebody was very upset that I wasn't running the latest and greatest experimental build or whatever. So here you go. I usually shy away from doing experimental builds, but honestly this game is so far this is pretty solid, so it shouldn't be a problem. So basically we're right back where we were before in episode 4. So this is episode 5, and we'll be talking about steel. Now, I have steel production, I believe. Researched steel processing, yes. So the next thing that I'm researching right now is advanced material processing, which will allow us to get the steel furnaces. Now, the steel furnaces are a direct replacement for the stone furnace. The advantage is, and I don't actually know, it's something to do with this, I don't know if it's the energy, the consumption is higher, or the crafting speed, I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, they smelt faster. However, I believe they use more coal, so that's the trade-off. So yeah, not ideal, but not terrible either. So the other thing that I've kind of done is I've compacted this green goo production line a little bit. Well, maybe not even compacted, but what we can see that I've done here is I'm basically shipping the green goo off to the other side of the world here where the labs are. And I'm utilizing some smart inserters, and I'll actually dedicate probably a whole episode just to smart inserters because they're pretty cool. I have noticed that occasionally the smart inserters will miss one. It's really to do when the power goes out. The problem is the belts keep on operating when the power goes out. But the inserters do not, so interesting fun fact there. So as far as the design goes, this is a pretty solid design. What I want to do, or what I would like to do, is essentially shift this up kind of in this area a little bit here, and then I will try and utilize this iron ore up here as well. That's actually this isn't a great map. There's lots of oil, which will be good for the future, but as far as basic resources go, there's a gigantic iron ore thing down here and a gigantic copper thing here, but it's a ways away, so there's quite a bit of oil in that forest. So there's a really huge copper deposit here, so it's not horrible, but the resources are pretty far away, and that will become, well, it won't become more of an issue, but it will become an issue. As we start getting the faster and faster belts, it shouldn't be a huge problem. So I'm kind of waffling here. I'm waiting for this advanced material processing thing to get done. However, I should actually set up, because I think I will need bricks, I think. Oh boy, I have lots of stone. Well, so let's set up... What's the easiest way to do this here? Let's set up a couple of those. And let's make a smart inserter. So we want to pull coal off here. So I've noticed in this filter... Oh, wonderful. I've noticed in this filter... there was a few extra things. Personal RoboPort, I don't know if that was in there before. I think those are all the same, just the icons are different. That's all the same. Rocket, like, all this stuff is new, so interesting. Oh, yeah, and they added these, basically like, circuit-type doodahs, so you can do more advanced, logic. There's all sorts of stuff that you can do with the smart inserters and the smart chests and the logistics wire, I think is what it's called. So steel plate and stone bricks is what we're shooting for. So let's focus on stone bricks for now. Let's just do that. And we'll do that, except I think we should do a fast one. So we'll get to that. The smart inserters and the circuits and stuff can be really powerful, however they can also really be confusing. So let's see, how do I want to do this? Just waste a whole bunch of transport belts. They're cheap, right? And can't believe we don't have any regular inserters. I suppose I could go steal some. And transport belts. So yeah, I upgraded to Windows 10, the free upgrade or whatever from Windows 7, and it was working fine for quite a while. And then I was having like really weird graphics issues, and it was really bizarre. And I did track it down to actually a faulty video card, so I have a new video card now, but I was still having some weird driver. It was like, it wouldn't let me use my CD-ROM drive, or my Blu-ray CD-ROM drive, wow. My Blu-ray burner because of some weird driver thing, because it was trying to load the, like, I don't even know what it's even called, the, like, migrated driver. So I was trying to use the driver from like going from Windows 7 to Windows 10. It was really bizarre. So I said F it, and I reinstalled. But I forgot to back up a whole bunch of stuff. So one of which was my Factorio save files. And, of course, I didn't have a copy anywhere else, so yeah. But luckily, I haven't really been going long enough to for it to make a difference, so. The other thing is that I'm doing this at 60 frames per second. Oh yeah. I'm using I previously was using fraps, but the file size for fraps is just like massive, and I got sick of like rendering these massive videos. It wasn't even the editing part, it was just the file sizes were so big. It was just really silly. So let's grab some iron here. I'm gonna grab some copper too, because it looks like we're filling up there. I need to fix this. Basically, the problem that I run into all the time, we're kind of switching gears here to another problem, is you bring the resources off the smeltery line here, and you start kind of taking them along the logical kind of step, the logical flow of creating stuff in this game, and inevitably you have way too much copper and not enough iron, and what happens is everything gets screwed up. And so this is a decent idea where you have like a slight buffer here, and that works great, but the problem is that I make so much iron and it's, I think because, well, I have 3 copper drills and 4 iron drills, I think, going right now. Yeah. So I could just turn one of them off, but I mean, the thing is, eventually you do need a lot of copper, and so it's nice to have a lot sitting around. But anyway, to go back to this problem, so not only do we need bricks, we also need steel. So let's make another 2 furnaces here. Actually, let's take some stone in our inventory. The other thing bricks are good for is the perimeter walls. So we're actually going to need quite a lot of that. Now this is similar settings, I think, than in my kind of introduction. It's peaceful mode, which means, and actually there's no enemies even on the map here, but the aliens don't attack unless you attack them first. Alright, sorry about that, I got a little distracted there. So anyway, I was saying that the settings that I'm using for this game here are similar to my previous 4 videos. And what that means is this is on peaceful mode, which means the aliens won't attack you unless you attack first. So we don't need a wall right now, but we will, and we will need lots of them. I know from, oops, oh boy. I know from experience that excuse me, once you get further along in the game, you will need quite a lot of that. And actually, I think I can even show you what that looks like. It takes a lot of bricks, 5 bricks per wall piece. So you basically just make these little walls. And they don't really have a lot of hit points, and it can be problematic, so we will need lots of those bad boys, but we will automate this more. In the meantime, I will put that back and that back. So, we now have steel. So let's take that and that. Can we make one of them yet? Nope, we need 8 total. So the few differences while I'm waiting for the steel to smelt is the particle effects, like the smoke is a little bit different. The lighting seems to be better, and Mr. Angsty that was complaining to me about not using the newest version pointed out that the coal inserters, when you put them down, they have a little bit of energy in them. So if you put them down and then run coal next to them like this, they will insert coal into themselves first, which means that you don't have to manually fuel them Like, normally I would just do 1 coal in each one to begin with, but you don't have to do that anymore. And that's very amusing. Alright, so we should have enough of that. Alright, the first steel furnace going in. Usually what I do, and this is a direct placement, or direct replacement, I should say. So you can just drop them right in there. So you can notice that the speed is, like, considerably faster. Well, twice as fast, in fact, according to that. So it says crafting speed 1, crafting speed 2. Pollution is also twice as much. So, at some point, and I'll have to verify this, but at some point when the pollution gets too high, the aliens will come and attack. Oh, actually, no, they won't attack because I haven't attacked them. I have no idea. But anyway, that's our first steel furnace. I don't know if... It actually looks like about the same amount of coal usage, so... Nah. So I think what I might do here is... upgrade, I think, one of these here first. Now we're talking. Alright, that is cooking with coal. Alright, so, steel is going to be the next thing. Basically, we're going to upgrade all of these furnaces here. Oh dear, I have a big jam up here. Oh, because of these damn things. I need 8 steel plates. For crying out loud. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. And I don't know the solution to this problem. I know that in the past I've had a big row of these things, like this gigantic buffer, but I don't know that that is really the solution, but for now, it's always copper. In fact, it's, yeah, see, I have hardly any iron in there. So that will get things moving again, but yeah, it's problematic to say the least. So that should clear up that issue, maybe. Well, for a little bit anyway, because this thing's gonna fill up pretty quickly. So I might have to make another, like another round of them, like 1 iron one and 3 copper ones or something. But in any event, I think it's a relatively short video with my little blooper in the middle there. So yeah, that's steel furnaces. That is the first kind of introduction to steel. It is kind of weird because in order to, you know, you have to kind of like make steel in kind of the old-fashioned way with these stone furnaces and blah 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 blah. But it's fine. It all works out. And in fact, I don't know in the next episode if I'll go over automating steel production, because we will need a lot of that as well. It might be worth it to just look into it quick, but we'll see. So, so yeah, that is steel. Done. Check that off the list. And I put, I think, 100 in here, so, oops. Put some more. We'll have lots of bricks as well. So, fantastic. I think that's a good stopping point. This is Doofus K. Thanks again for watching. I'll probably have some more videos on Factorio out. And yeah. So there you go. Thanks. And we'll see you on the next episode.